everyone, welcome to my civil engineering YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post my new videos. Today I'll be discussing how to analyze the shear force and bending moment for a simply supported beam when it is subjected to combination load. So basically I have taken a simply supported beam here. So with two supports A and B. So it is loaded with two types of loads, that is one is UDL and another one is concentrated load. So we have totally two concentrated load here. So one is of 50 kilonewton magnitude and another is 40 kilonewton magnitude, and UDL we have the 10 kilonewton per meter magnitude through the distance of 4 meter. So here 50 kilonewton point load is located 2 meters from point A, and 40 kilonewton point load is located 4 meter from support B. So first and foremost thing is we are supposed to find out the support reactions for A and B before analyzing for shear force and bending moment for the given numerical. So first thing is we need to calculate the support reactions. So we are supposed to apply the equilibrium conditions. So there are three equilibrium conditions, out of which first one is the summation, algebraic sum of all the horizontal forces is equal to 0. Since there is no horizontal forces here, so automatically the first condition of equilibrium will be satisfied. The second equilibrium condition is that the summation of all the vertical forces is equal to 0. So here the sign convention is taken as upward forces. The forces which are going in upward direction are taken as positive and downward forces are taken as negative. So with this sign convention we have two forces in upward direction, one is RA and RB. So let me consider reaction at A as RA and reaction at B as RB. So RA plus RB is equal to 50 plus 40, 50 plus 40 plus 10 into 4. So 50 plus 40. So this 50 plus 40 plus 10 into 4. 10 is for the UDL. So in order to convert this UDL to the point load, we are supposed to multiply the distance to which the UDL is acting. So therefore it is 10 into the distance is 4. So therefore it is 10 into 4. So 50 plus 10 into 4 in plus 40. So therefore RA plus RB is equal to 130 kilonewton. So next equilibrium condition is that the summation of all the moments towards either of the support is equal to 0. So we can take either A or B as a reference point. So I am taking A as the reference point. So here I have taken anti-clockwise moments as positive and clockwise moments as negative. So therefore starting from point B, so we have RB into one second. So we have RB into this distance, the distance between B to A. So that is 10 meters. So RB into 10, it is anti-clockwise, hence it is taken as positive here. So next is 40. We have the force of 40 at a distance of 2 plus 4, that is 6 meters. So 40 into 6, which is clockwise, hence it is taken as negative. So next is 10 kilonewton per meter. So first we are supposed to convert this 10 kilonewton per meter to point load. So multiply to the distance to which it is acting. So 10 into 4, and then we are supposed to take the maximum point. We need to take the centroidal point, because exactly at the centroidal point the maximum load will be acting. So 10 into 4 is the conversion of UDL to the point load into the centroidal distance is the 4 by 2 exactly. The centroidal distance is 2 meter, but our reference point is A. So therefore we need to add the remaining distance, that is 2 meters from C to A. So therefore 10 into 4 into 4 by 2 plus 2 is the total moment from of 10 kilonewton per meter to point A. So next is 50 kilonewton. So 50 into perpendicular distance is 2. So therefore 50 into 2, it is acting in clockwise direction, hence it is taken as negative. So therefore 50 into 2 is taken as negative, equate that to 0. So after equating that to 0, we will get the magnitude as RB is equal to 50 kilonewton. Substituting that RB value in the sigma V equation, we will get the value of RA, that is equal to 80 kilonewton. So after getting all the support reaction, the second step is to calculate the shear force. So starting from point B, so we are going to start from point B. So shear force, right side shear force, upward force is considered to be as negative and downward force is considered to be as positive. So I just remember that I from right hand side, upward forces is considered to be as negative and downward force is considered to be as positive, and the same will be vice versa for the left hand side direction. So therefore I just start from the right hand side direction. So shear force at point B, here we are supposed to take while calculating the shear force, that is nothing but the force which is acting at that point plus the force acting at the previous point we are going to consider. So but here starting point is B itself, so we are supposed to take the force acting at B itself. So therefore force acting at B is nothing but the reaction, that is RB. So this reaction, so it is equal to 50 kilonewton, which we have calculated in the previous slide by using the equilibrium condition. So therefore since it is in upward direction, so therefore it is taken as minus 50 kilonewton. So next is shear force at point D. So exactly at point D we have 40 kilonewton, and previous to point D we have one point, that is point B, with a value of force as RB. So that is therefore the shear force at point B is nothing but minus 50 plus 40. This minus 50 is nothing but the value of RB. Since this RB is acting in upward direction, right hand side upward direction force is considered to be as negative, and 40 which is acting at point D is directed in the downward direction. So therefore right hand side downward force is considered to be as a positive. So therefore it is minus 50 plus 40, that is equal to minus 10 kilonewton. The overall shear force at point D is minus 10 kilonewton. So next is point C. So at point C we have the force acting is the combinational force of 50 kilonewton point load and 10 kilonewton per meter UDL. So before to point C, we are also supposed to consider the 2 points, that is force acting at point D and as well as force acting at point B. So here starting from point B, so from point B, exactly on point B we have the reaction RB. So therefore it is taken to be as minus 50, since it is going in upward direction. Right hand side upward force is considered to be as negative. So next is point D. The force acting at point D is 40 kilonewton, which is acting in downward direction, hence it is taken as positive. So next is the uniformly distributed load. So for shear force we are only supposed to convert that UDL to point load. So force acting is 10 kilonewton per meter, distance acting is 4 meters. So therefore 4 into 10 or 10 into 4, which is acting in downward direction, hence it is considered to be as positive. So the last one is exactly on point C, we have the load of 50 kilonewton. So therefore it is in downward direction, so therefore it is considered to be as positive. So it is equal to, after solving all this, so shear force at point C is equal to plus 80 kilonewton. So this shear force at point A will be remain as it is, that is nothing but it is equal to the reaction at point A what we have got by using the equilibrium condition. So therefore exactly at point A we have 80 kilonewton. So next is bending moment calculation. So first and foremost thing, before finding the bending moment calculation, so we are supposed to, if at all if there is a reference point, we are only supposed to see the previous point loading condition. because as we know that moment is nothing but force into perpendicular distance with reference to the point. So therefore we just start from point B. So we previous to the point B there is no other point which is acting, so therefore the bending moment at point B is taken as 0. So next is the bending moment at point D. So previous to point D we have one point, that is point B. So therefore bending moment at point B is RB, this RB into this distance. So force into perpendicular distance, force is RB, distance is 4 meter, so RB into 4. So it is RB we have got by using the calculations of equilibrium conditions in first slide, and got the value of RB as 50 kilonewton, and multiply by 4, that is perpendicular distance is 4, so therefore it is 50 into 4, it is equal to 200 kilonewton meter. So next is bending moment at point C. So bending moment at point C is before to the previous to the point C we have 2 points, that is point D and point B. I just start from point B. So it is RB into the distance between C to B. So therefore RB into 8. So it is acting in anti-clockwise direction. So I just represent here anti-clockwise moments are considered to be as positive, whereas clockwise moments are considered to be as negative from right hand side direction. So from right hand side I just start from point B. So force is RB, perpendicular distance is 8 meter. We need to go along the force through the line of action, so therefore it is considered to be as anti-clockwise, so it is positive. So next is 40 kilonewton load which is acting at point D. So it is 40 into perpendicular distance from D to C is 4 meters. So 40 into 4 which is acting in the clockwise direction. So hence it is taken as negative. So next is 10 kilonewton per meter. So it is a UDL which is acting. So therefore moment is considered to be as force into perpendicular distance multiplied by the maximum moment distance, that is nothing but the centroidal distance. So therefore force here is 10, the distance here is 4, so multiplied by 4 by 2, that is nothing but the centroidal distance. So exactly at the centroid it will be acting the maximum moment, so therefore it is 4 by 2. So after simplifying all that we'll get the value as 160 kilonewton meter. So the next is the bending moment at point A. So after solving all this, we'll get the value, the bending moment at point A is equal to 0. So the next is calculation of bending moment, maximum bending moment diagram. So here we are supposed to calculate the maximum bending moment. So before calculating the maximum bending moment, I just give a brief introduction regarding shear force and bending moment sketch here. So I just draw the baseline. So I just draw the baseline here. So which all the forces which is considered to be as positive is drawn above the baseline and negative is drawn below the baseline. So therefore RB I have got it as minus 50. So it is drawn below the baseline. And then at D I have got it as minus 10. So again it is drawn above below the baseline. So therefore between D and B we don't have any load, but the variation between D and B is always the stepped variation, because the concentrated load is acting over there. So next is shear force at point C. So shear force at point C is nothing but 80 kilonewton. So 80 kilonewton. So we need to join that with the linear variation here. Why? Because the linear variation is for uniformly distributed load and step variation is for concentrated loads. So therefore after simplifying all this we'll get the shear force diagram. So next is the bending moment diagram. So bending moment at point B is 0. At point D is we got it as 200. At point C we have got it as 160. So therefore, in order to find out the bending moment, maximum bending moment point or maximum bending moment value, we are supposed to take the thing that, or we are supposed to solve that at what distance the shear force is 0. So at what distance the shear force is 0, that distance we are supposed to find out. So here if I just start from point E here, so point E to A, we have the shear, we have the bending moment diagram, we have the bending moment sketch as 205. By means of making shear force at a point at some distance, that is taken as x from this side. So shear force at a distance x, if we equate that to 0, we'll get what is the distance to which it is acting, as well as if we substitute that value in the bending moment equation, so we'll get what is the value of the bending moment at the maximum bending moment, that is 205. We have got it. Compared to other bending moment, we have got the maximum value, so therefore we need to retain it as it is. So next is as I told that it is RA into RA minus 50 minus 10 into x minus 2. So after solving all this, I have got x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. So by substituting this x is equal to 5, how I have got this x is equal to 5 means I have just substituted that shear force at the point of maximum bending moment is equal to 0, and that distance wherein the shear force 0 shear force is located, so I have marked the distance as x, so that if I want to just take the value of the maximum bending moment corresponding to the distance x, it is given as 205 kilonewton meter. So this is all about the shear force and bending moment diagram for the simply supported beam when it is subjected to the combinational load. So here, while plotting the bending moment diagram, we are supposed to draw it in a linear sense. From D to B it is linear, from A to C again it is a linear, and from C to D it is a curved variation. So this is all about the shear force and bending moment diagram for simply supported beam when it is subjected to the combinational load. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you.